Arsenal 2, Man United nil. If there was one thing that you wanted to neutralize from Arsenal through everything that we've seen in last season's games and this season's games, what is the one thing you would have tried to stop? Probably set pieces. And guess what? 2 goals conceded. And guess what? 2 set pieces. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care that we were neutralizing Arsenal, because that's what I thought initially. But at the end of the day, you have to realize when it comes to neutralizing a team in the first half, when you don't attack, when you're keeping possession, but most of it is in your own half, when most of it is not progressive, when most of it is just preventing the other team from just having the ball, you need to make it count. If there is no result, guess what? The first half performance, it's negated pretty much. So there's nothing to take away from that first half. Yes, we might have kept the ball well. Yes, our defense was managing the team very well. Yes, Malacia did probably have a good game till he got the yellow card and then he was subbed off. And then immediately, Saka got the upper hand once Dallo switched over to the left. But what pisses me off the most is, it wasn't like Arsenal outplayed us on the pitch. In fact, it was just set pieces. Every time Arsenal got a set piece, they threatened very much. Apart from that, I don't think they had many chances outright in open play. But every time they got a set piece, they made it count. And that is how, yes, I understand Amorim is just fresh to the game. That's why I'm not going in on Amorim. Because if this was, let's say, another 5-6 months later, yeah, I wouldn't be looking at Amorim the same way. But today it's fine because he's still learning the game. This is only game 4. So we can't expect a lot. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because it is Arsenal. Nobody likes Arsenal here. How we let them win the ball on nearly 6 or 7 corners every time. We were always late to the first challenge from the corner. Whether that was Saka's corner, whether that was Rice's corner. We never dealt with the danger. And that came to bite us in the back. First goal, Timber. Now, for that goal, that was probably the easiest header I've ever seen in my life. And it reminded me of Bernardo Silva's header against us in the Community Shield. It's just so easy. It wasn't like they had to work for that one. There were many other set pieces that they took, which probably did deserve a goal or 2. Because Onana had to be on his game. I will not blame Onana at all. Today, he was pretty much flawless. Today's game was all on the defensive setup and the tactical setup of the defense and how we set up on corners, which I understand can be improved. And maybe by the time we play Arsenal next season, or maybe later at Old Trafford, might not be as bad. But for now, it's really not looking good. The fact that we couldn't score against Arsenal as well, when Sporting could, when West Ham could, it's concerning. But at the same time, I would say, starting Garnacho was never the right call. And that was the only part of the whole lineup that surprised me. Because I think, honestly, Amorim's lineup was 80% accurate. If you think about Mazraoui and Malacia on the left-hand side to deal with Saka, that was a genius move. And not picking Ahmad for Dallo so that we have more defensive backup was probably a good idea to start with. But the thing is, when you set up more defensively and when you try to progress the ball, you need to have an idea and you need to create with that idea. You need to make it count. You need to score. And when you need to score, you need players who can link up at the top. And guess what? Højlund was off it completely. Garnacho was rolling over the ball again. I don't know when he'll leave, but the day he leaves, I'll have a party. And I don't care because guess what? He pisses me off because he does not know how to handle the ball and he was a liability for us today. Let's say it was Zirkzee or Ahmad instead of Garnacho. We would have seen way more in our attacks and we couldn't make it count, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I just don't know what to say because yes, I expected a loss from the start, but you know when it hits you, it's very different. This, I wouldn't say it was a carbon copy of the games of last year and the year before because at least we had some attacking threat in there. But there are some parallels because what happened is in the last 2 games, we did have offensive threat, but we did play compact and we did play defensively good. Same thing as today. Set pieces unfortunately caught us out. How do we defend them? Well, we practice them in training and we just prepare for Arsenal next time, I guess. And now we've drawn them in the FA Cup as well. And it's really not looking good because Gabriel will probably be back. If Gabriel is there, then it's probably going to be even worse for us if we can't deal with set pieces already. But anyway, that was the negative side. Now, if I was to point out any positives, Delict played pretty solid for me. Euro came on for his debut and 2 good interceptions, which probably prevented it from being 3-0. So fair play to him. And Onana was solid, as I said. So yeah, not too many positives. I wouldn't even count that first half as a positive anymore because, well, we didn't win or we didn't draw. If we did get a result, then that first half performance was actually very decent. Yeah, we kept 50-50 possession against Arsenal. Again, doesn't count for much till we get a result. If we don't get a result, it's just meaningless. Anyways, that was Arsenal 2, Man United 0. Can't wait to forget this one and move on to Nottingham Forest. So see you all in the next one.